here. Gonna work on trying to make some trees tonight. I might just do some Christmas blend colors and then put some stuff on top of it. So this evening, I'm just painting. That's it. Just trying to keep the old mind active. So we got the little coasters. I'm going to be painting on these. Alright, little water, wet the brushes so they won't be so hard. Alright. Pick color. Alright. So, would you like to tell me about your day? I am listening. So we're just gonna get some paint on here. We're gonna be working on some Christmas coasters today. I think I might need another brush. Another brush. I like the ones with the angle that kind of look like this. Then you can kind of get it going. There we go. This looks similar, like strikingly similar. Hey, you guys. Just making some Christmas coasters. We're going to do this one. It's going to have a green background, and then we're going to make some Christmas lights stringing all through it. And then we'll glaze them, and we'll put something like Merry Christmas on it. If you guys don't mind, thank you. I'm painting today. So right now we're blending 3 different greens. We're doing like a Christmas tree green, an evergreen, and like a nice, like a green grass. So we're just wanting to make a nice looking background. And then we'll work on some other projects in a minute. We're just going to get this one going. And then we're going to get some black and make the lines to string the lights. So, there you go. And then I have some hardener that we're going to seal it up with that we'll use for Christmas time. Yay! Thank you, Paige, for subscribing. You guys, I got a new treat today. I got me a filter pitcher. When you are camping or you're in your house and you like to have filtered water, save you from buying like water bottles and stuff. So my thing came in today and I absolutely love it. So if you guys are interested in having your own, you can go in my bio and there is a link to it and you get 15% off. Just because you know me. All right. So we're going to let this one dry and then we're going to work on the other one. And then we're going to get the black paint and get busy. And then we're going to swoop them and then make little lights. So, stay tuned. We're not cooking today. Today we are painting. Alright, so there's that one. Hi! And then I think I'm going to make something pink and kind of red for some Christmas colors. So like a nice pinkish color and red. Got the candy apple red. Thank you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Nothing going on over here but a little painting. I think I might use some neon colors. Make it really nice and bright. There we go. A little neon. Oh, all right. That's right. And you know what? That's the best part about painting. You can make it whatever you want it to be. Yay, thank you for subscribing. And we're taking gifts too tonight, so make sure you get a gift of their Gas Ain't Cheap RVing. All right, so we're going to use a neon pink, and we're going to put that with the red, and we're going to do a Christmas coaster. I try. I do my best. I'm not as good as I would like to be, but I try. So we got the neon and the red, and so now we're going to work on doing the pink coasters. And I think what we might do is like put Santa's face on the front of these and make little coasters to put milk out and cookies for Santa. So bear with me. We got to get this green paint out of our brush. All right. And you gotta make sure you get the water out. Water will ruin your paint 110%, y'all. It'll make you get more paint than you want it, and you don't want to do that. Whenever you're painting, you want to make sure that you have dry brushes. Now, why would I do a thing like that? All right, guys, we're gonna start light to dark. So we're gonna start with the lighter pink, and these are just pretty much ombre, and then we add. Once they dry, we'll add like something to it, like a scene or a picture or something we could put on top, like maybe like a water slide sticker or something like that. And we'll go from there. And so that nice pink. And now we got a neon pink. Just like that. That neon pink looks so pretty when you're doing it. Hey! That's okay. You made it. You made it. That's all that matters. So, nice to see you, Dominique. We got a lot of new subscribers. The goal is to get 5,000 by the end of the month. So I said, you know what? I'm going to increase my lives just a little bit and work on getting some new subscribers, especially since we'll be hitting the road soon. So we got the red, but we don't want the red to kind of dominate. We're going to take some of this neon pink and kind of mix it in because we want to give it like a very vibrant, Christmassy look. And then we work it all the way up. Thank you. And then we work it all the way up. The neon is going to look so cute when you put the glaze on there. It's going to be really pretty. So we're going to get some and take it all the way up. The goal is to have it blend really, really well. Whenever I've had a rough day, then I paint. Thank you. Sometimes I think you need a positive outlet because life can be hard some days, right? Thank you so much. Life can be very hard and unfair. And so you need to find like little creative ways, even though you're not the best. You don't have to be the best. You just have to find something you enjoy doing that kind of takes your mind off of things and give you a positive outlook while you're doing something fun. That's what you got to do. So I'm not a painter. I love art and I don't draw, but I do like to just kind of, do stuff. So I just find little ways to enjoy myself. So this one I love. And so we're going to add a little bit more of the softer pink to kind of smooth out the red. And then we could take it and put some words on top of it, like Merry Christmas or something. And then glaze them, and then they could become like coasters. You're on YouTube too? Okay, well, drop your channel. Drop your channel, and I'll go check it out. So, right there. So, it's nice when you have two different kind, because then you got the Christmas tree, and then you got this one, and then you could put something really cool on them. And then you can make it like a set. So let's do some ocean thing. You guys want to see something maybe ocean? Let's do some water. I love blending ocean looks. So we're going to clean off our brushes. And then we're going to get busy. I do, if you do anything long enough, you can get better at it. I don't paint as much as I would like to, but I enjoy it. It's very soothing. So thank you, Destiny. I try, girl, because sometimes life just beats you up. It just beats you up. And then you're not sure of yourself. You're like feeling like, what am I doing wrong? Why is this happening like this? And you have those days. Everybody has those days. And so you need something to kind of just help you detox. And so this is my way of kind of just saying, okay, all right. So you had a hard day. It's all right. Do something fun. So with our ocean, we're going to use some really, really pretty colors and some dark colors as well. And the blend is going to look beautiful. So we're going to use like English navy, like a little blue, a turquoise, and then this one, like a powder blue. And it's going to turn out amazing. So I'm going to take this and put it over to the side because it still has paint on it. And then we're going to get a new plate. And we're going to do some blending and get it done. I didn't see a super chat. Did I miss it? I didn't see one. If it comes through, I appreciate it, but I didn't see one. I will definitely recognize that when it comes through, but I didn't see it. It's not showing anything on my end. But it would be nice. All right, so we're going to use the navy blue. And you don't need a whole lot. So just be careful. I have these bottles forever that I paint coasters. I don't need a whole lot. And I've had them for a very long time. You just need a dab. So you keep an eye out for me. What is that? Cambrella? I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your names. I did not major in last names, so I apologize. And so I just want to encourage you guys today. Can I encourage you? Because sometimes I need encouragement. And so it's nice to encourage somebody else. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to make tonight a little bit on the encouraging side. You know, some days I've lived long enough to say that some days, life can be a lot. There's a lot of things going on. Hey, welcome from Hawaii. A lot of things going on, and life could just feel overwhelming, especially since there's enough hate to go around. And you might be experiencing it at school or at work or even in your own home, right? And so you need something or someone bigger than yourself to kind of help you navigate those waters. So don't be afraid to pray. Don't be afraid to tell the Lord about your troubles because He cares for you and He cares about what happens to you. All right? So there you go. So here we go. We're going to make the ocean part out in the water dark. So we're going to use the dark navy. Well, hey there, Jack. Yeah, he does care for you. And we all need some words of encouragement because at times you do feel like you're all alone. You feel like whatever you're going through, you're all by yourself. I had surgery and I've been stuck indoors for a few weeks now, like 2 months. And so it's easy to start feeling depressed or sad and then you start beating yourself up about stuff And then other people beat you up about stuff, and so you have to have something bigger than yourself sometimes to pull you out of it. And so just know that it's nice to for us to care about one another, because you never know when people are going through stuff, and kindness goes a long way. You just never know who needs it. Okay, so here we go. So far, this is what we got. And so I'm sorry that you guys can't see it. I'm trying to do it to where you can see. So we got like the dark waters, and then we'll blend it all the way up, and it's gonna look very pretty. These are the ones I like to do the most. We'll even do some birds that go across here. And so then with the light up here, it's going to really blend that in really nicely. And as you can see, I didn't clean my brush, because with that blue and the turquoise blue I was just using, it's going to give it a nice look. And I'm just going to work it down into the paint, so it has like that depth of color. So, yep. See how that turned out? That's not too bad. Not too shabby, now is it? So then we got it like that. And then we'll get a little bit more, and then we'll just start putting it up there. Now usually I get some white and I'll make some sand, and I like to make it look like it's got some waves coming around, kind of beating it up here, because with the ocean, as you come out of it, it starts to get a little lighter. And so we might just put some sand up here, make it really pretty. And then you just want to keep blending it in. Whatever's in the brush, just keep smoothing it in, right? Just keep smoothing it in, and it gives those layers. Kind of reminds me of the waters in California. So then you get that nice blend from light all the way to deep in the paint colors, and I really like that. So, and then if you want like the rim of it to just be darker, kind of symbolize like something deeper, then you could just take it and make sure that you run it over just at the top. Now, we could leave this like it is, or we could get some very light brown paint or some white paint and kind of fill it in, white sand or some brown sand or whatnot. So I am going to let you guys choose whether you want to do a little bit of white at the bottom, or a little bit of like a little cream colored sand, a little bit. Or maybe this one. No, this is too dark. We don't want that one. Um, for the sand, here it is. This one is like a light mocha. We can use that one, or we can use a little bit of white, or we can blend it like Bob Ross does. He takes a little bit of white, just a little, dab of do ya, and then a little bit of brown, and then he'll mix them together. And then let's clean our brush, because we don't want to mix this in with that, because then it's going to throw the color all off, and we don't want to do that. So we clean our brush, and now we're going to get the sand going. So, and then we'll do the other one. Usually I try to do them side by side so they look similar, and then we'll put something on there. And usually these coasters, I give them away. Everybody say, you should sell them, you should sell them. And I like it's like a little gift. When I meet some really awesome people and you kind of want them to remember you, you want to give them a little something. So if I know their name, I'll personalize and put their name on it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to blend this just a little bit. I'm going to put this down for a second so I can blend it. And then we're going to make some sand. But we're going to make sure that we get, I don't want the brush saturated, because then it's just going to mess it up. Because we don't have a whole lot of space here. So I just want to kind of put it there and then feather it out. I hope you can see it. All right, so I'm going to switch brushes real quick to another brush that I have that's a little dry, so I can kind of blend it in without it being too much in the other brush. All right, now we're going to take this, get the paint out, and then we're going to take some of the baby blue and blend it in. We're going to take those two and really blend it in. Where are you guys watching from tonight? If you don't mind me asking, what state is everybody looking from? trying to get a sound off. When you first get on, you get a lot of riffraff, and then after a while, they get bored and they leave. And then you get the true people who just want a safe space to hang out and meet some really nice people. And I think that's where we are now with the nice people. Okay, here we go. Oh, watching from Vegas. You know, when I was out in Vegas, the one of the places that I really, really love, and I'm sure you know where it is the what was it? The oh my goodness, why can I not think of it? It was a state park, Valley of Fire or Fire. Why can I not think of that? But anyway, we went out there because we boondocked not too far from there, and it was so much fun. Um, I even did a video of our travels there, and Nevada is just a beautiful place. It really is. It's got a lot of stuff there, and I wonder if you ever been there. Is it the Valley of Fire? It's right outside of Vegas, right outside of Lake Mead, and it's like in the desert. It is. It is a very, very beautiful place. And when you get a chance, you could check out my videos. If you subscribe to my channel, you can go through my adventures. And I think it's the Valley of Fire. I don't know why that's ringing a bell to me, but um, we went there and it was just awesome. They have a lot of nice hikes, but you have to be very careful of the hikes that you take because in the height of the day it gets really, really hot. And if you're not a hiker and you don't, are well hydrated and take water, they tell you on the signs that if you that you could be dehydrated. You don't want that. But make sure you check it out, okay? And I want to hear about it because it's awesome. And you're real close to Utah too. So make sure that you check out Utah. Utah is amazing. All right. What's your question? All right. So then we're going to work this up here and then work it back down. The goal is to give it a little bit of depth to just make it look very pretty. All right. And then we're gonna get the glaze, and then we're gonna start glazing these over so you can kind of see the finished product. And with the acrylic paint, the good news is it does not take very long to dry. So that's why you could do it and then be done. All right. All right. So there you go. That's our ocean theme. We're gonna add some birds in there and go from there. All right. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. I love the blend of the colors. So we'll do the other one and then we'll get started. Oh my goodness. I haven't been 19 for many years. But thank you for asking. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. All right, so now we're going to work on the other one, and then we're going to go on to glazing. And then we'll put some words on them. Like I said, I usually like, whenever we're camping and I meet people, I usually like to go ahead on and put their names on them and like personalize them so that when you leave, it's like, hey, we had a wonderful time, campfire, all that good stuff. I want to give you a gift. And then I give it to them. So we're going to do that. Put those in there. And maybe we could get a little neon and put a little speck of green in there and make it neon. Cool beans. That would be nice. Okay. Where is my neon? All right, here we go. Neon blue. We're going to try it and just see. Just see how it turns out. Thank you. Thank you all. Well, you know what? I've lived long enough to know that this too shall pass. I wish young people knew that, right? They just they allow ugly things to fill their heart, and then they pass on ugly things to other people. And you don't have to. You could be kind and loving to people, and get kind and lovingness back, you know? And so whenever you do these lives, you always take a gamble, especially when they're, the kind where just anybody can jump in and see. But, I know who I am, and I know that I'm solid, you know. It's good. I can't wait to start traveling again and putting out some more of the travel videos. So I hope that whoever's here, that you would subscribe and take the journey with us, because we'll be done here in Ohio soon, and then we'll be getting ready to go. And I've been getting all our stuff ready, and I know that you've been waiting to see our next destination, Destiny, but girl, you're gonna keep waiting for a little bit. I think this time I'm just playing by ear, because usually I try to plan everything to death, and then I'll end up having to change my plans at the end, and I just don't want to do that. So it's gonna be a lot of last minute stuff, especially when it's time to pack up. And you guys know that I can't get on my foot yet till I go back to the doctor after my surgery, and I got 3 more weeks, and then I go back, and then he'll let me know if I could start, trying to put weight on my foot and walk and get out of that boot. So I got some recovery time that I'm still dealing with, and I don't want to be like giving time frames. Oh, we're gonna be here and be there. We're gonna be leaving to do that. I think this time around, I've learned um, that I am going to just take it easy, and we're just gonna kind of go with the flow, because I really don't have a plan, and I don't want to make plans and then you got to retract stuff, and people thought you were going to be doing this and now you're not. So I'm just going to kind of go with it, especially since I need to know before I leave here if I can walk. So hello. And so here we go. So now we're just doing our ocean theme. We're just blending it all the way up here. I think I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit more of the turquoise, just the ombre blend. I hope it, kind of looks the same. And go from there. Thank you, everybody that's here. Go ahead on and hit that subscription button or thumbs up. Appreciate you. All right, and then there's our light color. So we're just blending that in right off the rip, and we're gonna bring it down. I love it. I think it's pretty. And then we'll glaze the other two while these dry. And like, remember I told you that it's okay, because we want to kind of bring it through, kind of give it a little motion, right? Give it some beauty. All right. Get paint all over my hands. Get that off. That's right, Destiny. One step at a time, one day at a time. It's nice to have a plan and be able to move forward, but being out of work, because of my surgery, and just trying to figure things out, and okay, am I going to be able to walk in a couple weeks, and just trying to work things out. I don't want to put more stress on myself to try to, know the future sooner than I have to. So I said this time I'm just not gonna do that to me. I'm just gonna work, do what I can. And I know that we want to be in Arizona come December, because I don't want to be here during winter. It's just not a pleasant place to be in a camper in the winter. in snow and ice and all that stuff. So I'd like to be somewhere warmer. I do know that's the goal, but the plan ahead, like what the plan is, I think that will just unfold as we go, and then as I know, I'll share with those who subscribe to my channel. So here we go. We're putting on the sand, and we just mixed a little white and a little tan, and we didn't want too much because we wanted to kind of blend, like the water's coming up on the sand and not the sand bleeding into the water, so to speak. So we have that. Rinse your brush. Now you got to bring the sand up, the water up, and we go from there. I appreciate all the thumbs up, you guys. Thank you so much for that. I know somebody said that I had a super chat, but I didn't see it, so I don't know. All right, so the next step is glazing, and we're going to glaze the green and the red one. So after we kind of blend this in. And you got to do it like right away because my goodness, this paint dries so fast on the coaster. And then you got to try to re-wet it with different paint to get the same look that you had. And then you got to start working it back up because it's already drying. That's the thing with acrylic, it just dries so quickly. And then you got to get the corners and the edges and work it back up. All right. So far, so good, you guys? Okay. All right. There we go. Oh, that's so sweet. Now, there are some, like, KOAs that have, like, the kindness rocks where you put, like, a little message on it, and then you kind of hide it there, and then the next person can kind of come and read it. They have that here too. So that's really cool. That's really, really cool. Especially if you do it as a family and you leave it for other people. Or maybe you take it as a memento of where you've been. That's really cool. That's really cool. All right, so there we go. There we go. There it is. So I'm going to put the birds on. We use a different brush for that one. For the birds. Or maybe I'll leave it bird free. What do you think? Birds or no birds? I'll let you guys pick. Birds or no birds? Birds over the water or no birds? We get 3 people that says no birds. We know we want the birds. Birds and no birds, people. All right, we'll put this one over to the side. And now we're going to start the glaze. So here's the glazing. So you can see here, this one is nice and good. All right, so, okay, birds. We'll go ahead and do the birds now. So let me get the paint. I need black paint. Bum, 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 bum. Here we go. Some black paint. And then with the birds, you want a brush just like this, really thin. And I'm not going to even squirt any out. We're just going to wipe it right up the sides. All right. All right, so let's... All right. Okay, now with this, you want to make sure you only get one chance at the birds, right? So you want to make sure you got enough paint on there to do a nice swoop, right? So here we go. We're going to do... See, and there goes a little bird. And then we'll do another one on the other side. So there's your birds. Like I said, you only get one chance. You only get one shot at the birds, so you can mess that up. And then let's do as though they're following each other. So we're going to do one here and then one right behind it. All right, so there's the birds. There you go. Now we're going to go ahead on and glaze the other ones. And then we'll come back. We'll give the birds and the ocean one enough time to dry. And then we're going to glaze the Christmas ones. And then we'll put some words on them another day. Right now, we're just getting them ready. So I love the pink and the red. It turned out really, really pretty. And now we just need to get a brush that we're going to use for our glazing. I hate to use this one because it's such a good brush. And I haven't got a chance to paint with it yet. So we'll use this one. All right, so here we go. This has a pink and a red hue to it. And we're going to take our glaze, if I can open it. Boy, I tell you, if you put that top on wrong, you catch the devil trying to get into it. So then we just take the brush, we're going to dip it into the glaze, and then we're going to take it and paint it over. Now this is one you want to make sure that it is saturated, because it hardens pretty quick too. So you want a nice glossy top. So if you don't have enough, it just looks pasty. All right, and you just glide it across the top. Long strokes so you don't see it. And now let this dry overnight. That's why we're not putting the words on there tonight, because I let this dry. I want it to be really, really dry overnight. And then the words will adhere to it really, really good. If you do it now, it just stays wet because the paint is dry, but it's not. And then you put the words on there, and you're trying to pull off the contact paper, and it just ruins it. So it's just better if it just stays overnight. And then just make sure that it looks the way you want it. All right, so then there you go. So we put that on it. And so these are not like dishwasher safe, and I definitely wouldn't submerge it in any kind of water, but you can take a damp rag and wipe them off. And the lettering or the picture or whatever's on there is not going to come off. So you have to just be careful. All right. All right, and there you go. All right, we'll put this over to the side. Let it sit till tomorrow. And now, see, nice and dry. You want to make sure. I think I'm going to put maybe some Christmas trees on this one. I was going to do lights, but I think because of the green background, it would do good with the Christmas tree on it. And then we just bring it all the way out to the edge. And like I said, you want to make sure you have a lot on here because you don't want that to start getting pasty and drying out. And if you don't have enough, you know what you're going to see? Brush strokes. Brush strokes. And you don't want to see that, not in your paint. All right. There we go. All right. Just make sure you have enough and that this is nice and wet. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. I really appreciate it. All right. All right. There we go. And when it dries, it's going to have a nice shiny gloss on top of it. Now, one thing I do got to tell you, once you put this glaze on here, there's no more painting. That's done. there is no more painting. So you want to make sure when you add it, painting is finished, because there's no more you could do to that. All right. All right. So that's that. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not leaving any brush strokes in the middle of it. All right. So then there you go with that. And then that's a little wet. The birds are. The bird takes the longest because when you do it, because the brush is really thin, it could harbor like extra paint in it. So you want to make sure it's dry, because if you rub your hand across it, you're going to smear it. And then you're going to be really pissed because you did all this work and now it's smeared. And so we just give that some more time to dry, and then we'll move on to something else. All right, let's do one more. Let's do one more. One more like what? What should we do? I don't know. Let's make sure we get that out of there. All right. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the chat. I was trying to make sure I got that really the way I wanted it. All right. I do believe that's that. What's a place that you guys have visited that you would love to go back and visit again? And what did you do when you were there? Was it summertime? Like, we went to Zion National Park, and that was amazing. We've been to Bryce, and that was amazing. So, where are some places that you guys have been that is like amazing? Oh my goodness. So, let's see. All right. Maybe we could do a fall color. Got some bronze, a little bit of yellow, and some red. We already have some red out. So let's do that. Let's do a fall color. Let's put the top on this bad boy. Anybody been anywhere cool? The national park that was like the best. I've always wanted to go to Glacier. I haven't been there yet. And I'd like to go to Alaska. Haven't been there yet either. Okay. Myrtle Beach. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Myrtle Beach, was that in the Carolinas, right? Costa Rica. Okay. All right. I hear you. The only place I've been out of the country, so to speak, is the Bahamas, Freeport, Bahamas. All right. Oh, I remember you said that. Oh, South Carolina. Okay, I remember you said that they have a Margaritaville in Gatlinburg too. It's a hotel kind of resort thing right outside of the Dollywood. So yeah, I've heard of a few places like that. That is so cool. Is and it's not too far from the Smoky Mountains, which is a nice drive. It's a nice drive. I've seen better mountains, like better drive mountains, but it's still a nice drive. And if you love to travel, it's still worth going to see it. The Gatlinburg has a lot of bears. It reminds me of South Lake Tahoe with all those bears. We had just pulled into our site and a bear walked right through it. Right through the site. Oh my goodness, that's the fun part about going somewhere, the packing and the anticipation of getting up and getting ready to get on the road. It's like that when we pack up the RV and I know we're going to be somewhere different and we're heading out. It's the excitement of it all. It's like, oh, I can't wait. So I get it. I get it. Especially when the boys were little, it was so exciting because they would be so excited, going to a new place, anticipating having some fun, and so I that sounds amazing. All right. All right, it's a little brown with a little red. We need to clean the brush. Yes, a bear. It wasn't a very big bear, but nevertheless, it was a bear. And then there was a bear with the mama cubs, and they were going from house to house. There was a lot of bear boxes, and so in the neighborhood there was nothing but bear boxes, and they were looking for food. And so the ranger in the park we were at, he was like, "Hey, if you love your dog, leash him. I wouldn't, let him stay outside or anything like that." And then we were gonna take one of the hikes that took you down to like this beautiful lake where the water looks so crystal clear, and it was like bear signs everywhere, like "Watch your pets, bears." And my noodle, he's so little, and I was like, I don't want to subject him to having to deal with that, or we having to fight off a bear because he want our dog as a snack. So we went on this beach that they have that's pet friendly, and we just enjoyed that. So, but yeah, it was lots of bears. But that was a nice drive too. I wouldn't go back to South Lake Tahoe. First of all, it's stupid expensive. And second of all, I just didn't, it just wasn't a lot there to do. It's like, it's one of those places that I can go one time and I'm good. I don't have to go back. And I've been a couple places like that. And then I have a couple places I've been to where I'm like craving to go back. Like I would love to go back there and just have a different kind of experience without the rush of having to leave or anything like that with, by a certain time. And so there we go. Just a little fallish colors, like leaves, like the changing of the leaves. Maybe that's what we'll put on here is a big old maple leaf and some words. But I love ombraying. It just it's something about it. It gives it such a beauty to it. I've seen some beautiful sunsets in my day, so I guess that's why I have a beauty for it. Plus I'm a photographer, so I just love beautiful things and beautiful people inside and out. All right, so then there we go. There's that one. And it's got a little pink in it. I put a little bit of the fluorescent pink in the red to kind of give it that leaf changing color type thing. But I like that. I think that turned out really well. We'll let that dry. Let's go back and look at our birds and see if they're dry. Let's see. Aw, that's so sweet, Robin. You been on bed rest for the past 5 weeks? So have I. I've been non-weight bearing for the last, well, I was supposed to be 3 months. So I'm 2 months in now. I had surgery on my ankle. I slipped and fell and broke my leg and my ankle. So I'm just on the other side of all of this. Because usually my videos, I'm out and about, we're doing stuff and going places. Because I love to travel. I love to see new things. And so I'm just, what I'm trying to do is just keep my mind active. And so I paint. It makes me feel better, you know? And I'm glad that this is giving you some comfort too. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. And I hope you'll consider subscribing so we can hang out more often. It'll be a lot of fun. And so I usually try to keep a safe space. My subscribers, they're very, very kind people. They really are. And then you have some people that dot into your live and they say mean things and they dot out. But for the most part, the subscribers that I have, like we're like a community and we're in it for the long haul, and they're just very kind-hearted people. And I really appreciate them. I really appreciate that about them. So I hope you will consider subscribing. Right now, I'm working on trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. Okay, so that is dry. I can see where the paint is dried. I can rub my hand across it and it doesn't come off. So we can go ahead and glaze those, and then we'll glaze the last one, and then we'll wrap up our video because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know it's been almost an hour, and after a while, people they lose interest. So we don't want to wear out the saints. So we're gonna go ahead on and glaze these. These little bugs, they get in through the little camper windows. All right. And then we'll put that on there. Some people use epoxy. I can't use that stuff. I got second-degree burns from that stuff. So I just don't use it. So I was happy that I was able to find this sealant. It works really well too. It, for what I need it for, it works really well. And so there we go. Just kind of. And now that we know that that's dry, we don't have the fear of it running with the glaze on it, because it will do that if it's still wet. It'll run and it'll just throw your whole thing off, and you'll be so frustrated. I've had to throw away 2 or 3 coasters because of that. It anxious to glaze them, and then they run, and then it just throws off the whole look. Does anybody live in an area where you could take like those fall train rides and see the leaves changing? I have always wanted to do that, or a Christmas one where you take the Christmas ride and it's like snow, or this fall you could go through the trees. I would love to take those. I would just absolutely, that just would be like a little dream of mine, to just be able to enjoy the holidays like that. Okay, so there we go. It's been glazed. So anybody have any holiday traditions that are cool like that? Oh my goodness. I'm kind of fangirling on how that turned out. That glaze looks perfect. And if I don't leave it alone, if I work it too much, it's going to mess up. So I'm going to put a little bit at the top. Perfect. All right. I am loving how that turned out. Look at that. Oh, I'm loving it. I think that looks amazing. What do you guys think? That turned out fantastic. All right. So if you put a generous amount on it, you can always kind of scrape it off, so to speak. But a generous amount makes that glaze look so good. So you can't be afraid to like lop it on there. And then go top to bottom. So then that way you don't have the brush strokes in it. All right, there we go. Man, that looks fantastic. All right. I am loving that. That turned out really good. No, I am not an artist. I have just, I'm going to be, this is how I deal with depression or anxiety. I paint, or I get my camera and I go on a walk and I take pictures of every beautiful thing I can find. And then I come back and I spend hours editing, because it gets me out of the house and focused on something else other than what I'm feeling. So I picked up painting because it allowed me to have some kind of artistic freedom, and you couldn't mess it up. It was whatever you said it was. So it takes away those emotions that you're feeling. It gives yourself a little sense of accomplishment. And so, being that I'm cooped up in the house a lot because of my ankle, and I'm not able to get out as much as I was, I I had to find something that I enjoy doing. So painting became one of them. And it's just ombre, I'm just blending colors. And then I watch YouTube University and learn how to do certain things. Like I'm working on learning how to make evergreen trees, and I have a paint book that I practice in that, so I don't mess up my coasters. Cause I don't I buy these, and so I don't want to mess them up practicing. So I have a paint book that I watch like certain types of videos, and then I'll go and try to practice the hand technique. And so, if you are suffering with anxiety, you just have to find things to help you cope, because you can't always talk to people. They don't always understand. And so, if you can find something that brings you a little bit of joy, and sometimes I listen to a podcast or a sermon. I mean, not any kind of podcast. It's got to be something uplifting, right? Something that helps you feel better or makes you smile or laugh or something. And so, today it just so happened I'm hanging out with you guys. Um, and now we're just finishing up the painting. And then whatever helps you calm down, give you some peace and quiet, help you center, on something, help you pray. I don't know. And then you do something like that and kind of glaze it over. And there you go. All right, you guys, we have painted all of our coasters. We have glazed them all, so they're all good to go. And looks like that is going to be the end of our live. So I hope that you find this kind of helpful, hanging out with me. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you will enjoy your evening as much as I've enjoyed mine. And I need to get my hair cut. I need another haircut. My hair is growing out so fast. But anyway, hope you enjoyed your night just as much as I have enjoyed mine. And you guys have a good night and be good to each other. Uh, thank you so much, Destiny. Sometimes we have a lot of things going on, so it's always nice to be able to chit chat and go from there, right? All right, so you guys, I hope you found tonight fun, and thank you for showing up and hanging out with me. Our next live, I'm not quite sure when it's going to be. I'll let you know. Sometimes it's just impromptu, depending on how I'm feeling that day. But as far as that's concerned, I will let you know what it is that we're going to be doing. And we'll just we'll just take life as it is and go from there. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the next live. Bye for now.